Okay, everybody, this is part 4, man. How the West Was Won. Led Zeppelin doing their live concert series now. And part 4, it's just going to feature Dazed and Confused by itself, man. It's almost 30 minutes long. So, Dazed and Confused, where it comes to the live Led Zeppelin sound for me, it's like hallowed ground, man. It is that song for me, you know, and I've said it before, I will listen to every single live rendition of Dazed and Confused just to get the slight subtleties and the slight differences. It's worth that much to me to listen to it. So that is what we're going to do here, man. And I've heard great things. I'm also looking forward to Whole Lotta Love. I've heard really, really great things about this particular concert rendition of that. So looking forward to all of it, man. So let's hit this up. This is Dazed and Confused, How the West Was Won. 25 minutes and 25 seconds. Let's get it. And the crowd roars. Slow build, anticipation. Does something great, and the drums does something great right after it. You ever notice that?
I've been dazed and confused so long it's not true. I wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Lots of people talking, few of them know. Soul of a woman was created below. And I like it. Oh yeah. Everybody's been talking loud. I swear they've been talking track. Oh, sweet, 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 babe. I can't take too much of that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Show me the way. I wanna make love to you, little girl, 25 hours a day. Oh, that's all I want.
Is there a better vocalist? No.
I say, how you hypnotize? Take it easy, baby. Let them say what they will. Your tongue wax so much when I send you the bill.
Here comes the bell. Can you imagine being there, man? When he's doing this? Do you know how these guys can actually be better than what they were? Is if they took this and made a concept album. Told a story all the way through about someone or something. Kind of like what The Who did. That's how they could have surpassed themselves. A movie score, man. For a horror film. This is, oh man, what's that song called? That was excellent. Is it Walter's Walk? And then they switch back. These guys are incredible. That's the crunch. Looking for that bad bridge. Bass work, man. I'm telling you, Jones. Where are they going now? They make each other so much better with that call and response thing that they do. You gotta give it up to the rhythm section for keeping up with Page, man.
I swear they've been talking trash. Oh, the way you push me, babe, I can't take too much of that. Come on, come on, come on, show me the way. I wanna make love to you, little girl, 25 hours a day. And that's all I want.
Damn, man. I was really looking forward to doing um, this reaction to Dazed and Confused in particular. I had a friend a couple of days ago. Everyone is curious about what I do and why I do it, and namely why I approach Led Zeppelin the way I approach them. I approach them as a science, and that's what I explained to him. And he said, "A science, huh?" I said, "Yeah, I can throw all kinds of sunshine about them in regards to them being as influential in the 70s as the Beatles were in the 60s, Anybody can say that. But beyond that, to me, it's a science. And that is why I'm so open to listening to every single rendition of Dazed and Confused. So far, my favorite live song from them. And so I was trying to explain why I approach Led Zeppelin the way I do as a science to my friend, and of course, he appreciates Led Zeppelin, but he doesn't understand why I dive so deep into it. And man, let me tell you, like I said, I will listen to every single live version of this song in particular. Whatever live stuff they've got, I'll listen to, but I really, really, for some reason, just look forward to Dazed and Confused. And all of those little differences, like they went from Dazed and Confused fast into, I believe it's Walter's Walk, that's the song, and then back, and then into the crunge, and then back, and then they were going somewhere else that I didn't recognize. I know that there's still some stuff out there from Led Zeppelin that I haven't heard yet. And people are still sending me stuff that I haven't heard yet. Keep sending it. Don't, I'm not saying not to send it to me. What I'm saying is that it might take me a while to get to it, but keep sending it. So anyway, at the end of it, what I was explaining to my friend is that, what captivates me the most about these guys as men themselves, as musicians themselves, is just how well fused they are. I mean, I've said it a million times, you've heard me say it so many times, but man, you take one of these guys out of there, the element of being Led Zeppelin is not there anymore. It just isn't. And, and I was explaining, with John passing, and he made, it was a true statement, but I could have slapped him for saying it. He said, well, they just get another drummer, man, You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't understand it. He hasn't come as far as I've come. And you know what? I don't believe that anyone who's doing reactions, correct me if I'm wrong, has come as far as I've come. I'm not an expert on them, I'm still learning stuff. There's stuff that I can't believe that I still don't know, and people take me to task for it. But I've come a really long way. I mean, starting out from a guy who was just thinking, yeah, Led Zeppelin, I've heard of them, I've heard their songs, I'm gonna do probably a couple of quads and then I'll be done with them, move along, and that's it, right? Yeah, man. So I've come a long way from that. So going into Led Zeppelin now as a science is a really, really cool thing for me to do. And that is why I listen to every single thing. I mean, the BBC series, what was it, 4 or 5 renditions of Communication Breakdown? I couldn't skip one, I just couldn't. So with these live sessions, I've really acquired the live taste. I've acquired a taste for the live Led Zeppelin. No, it's not polished. No, it's not, as nice and collected as the studio renditions. Of course not. But, there's just, there's a magical element about their live stuff as well. And so I'm sitting here listening to this stuff, man. And it's coming to my mind, these little things. You listen to Jones, and I realize why he's my favorite bassist. You listen to Bonham, and then I realize, you're listening along the way, and you realize why this guy is my favorite rock drummer, why Plant is my favorite rock vocalist. Yes, there are great rock vocalists out there, but he is in a category all by himself. You listen to this shit, and you'll know why. You just take somebody who doesn't know, like for example, I'm thinking about certain passages here. Geez, what were parents thinking about this? But I bet you, if your parents started off at the beginning of this song having objections about how it sounds, that creepy hauntingness of the guitaring and all of that sort of thing, they have their objections in the beginning. By the end of this song, if they were around to listen by the end of this song, whether they admit it or not, they would form an appreciation for it, because the musicianship is that fantastic. The vocals is that great. The fusion of these four guys together is that elemental. You know that something is brewing there. You know that there's something really, really special about these four guys and what they're creating and this sound that they're creating. Man, that shit that Jimmy was doing in the middle with the bow gets me every time. I'm telling you, man. These guys, the only way in my mind that they could have surpassed their success was to do a couple of concept albums, just like The Who did. And with Jimmy playing that haunting shit, I'm visualizing a really scary movie. They should have introduced Jimmy to Alfred Hitchcock. You know what I'm saying? Do some musical scores for movies, man. Led Zeppelin, a concept album leading into a movie score, something like that. That is the only way that I could think of that these guys would have surpassed themselves. You know what I'm saying? What do you think of that? That's what I'm thinking. I've been on the concept album kick lately, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if I had the power, I would order all of the great rock acts from the classic rock era to give me a concept album. So that's where I'm going with that. Anyway, yeah, man. So it was great to have that interaction with my friend and to kind of give him an impression of why I'm into Led Zeppelin so much. And the rabbit hole just has no evidence of ending anytime soon, man. I'm not complaining. I'm just you know what it is? I'm a little bit, how would I say? What's the word to describe it when you're, I just always think back to when I first started, how green I was about them and how dismissive I was about, yeah, I know their stuff, good band, man, I'll check them out, couple of quads and, that sort of thing. So to now, and, I had the goal of 20,000 subscribers, or 10,000 subscribers, but I'm at 20,000 subscribers. And half of that is due to these guys. I know that for a fact. If you removed Led Zeppelin from my lineup of reactions, I would be at 10,000 subscribers. But here I am at 20, you know what I'm saying? So props to these guys for so much, let me tell you. All right, so before I completely go off doing all of my damn talking, let me give a shout out to Heather Slater. Heather, she has sent me a link here, and it's a music review of How the West Was Won by what's fast becoming my favorite music reviewers online, that being All Music. And Stephen Thomas Erlewine has a review here for Led Zeppelin, How the West Was Won specifically. So let me read that and go from there, man, before I forget. So Heather says, "Hi STB, been a while, how you been? You've often mentioned that you like All Music and their reviews. Here's a link reviewing How the West Was Won. I think you and your subbies will like it. Peace, Heather." Right on, Heather. I'm sure I will, man. Everything that these guys have reviewed, even if it's stuff that they don't like, they're not just going to, drag them through the mud. They will try and find nicer ways of saying that they don't like it. Whether it's saying, yeah, okay, I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 5 and this is why, you know what I'm saying? So they don't just give you, they don't stab you in the back in a way. Let me just say that, because there are some reviewers out there that are really, really, really brutal. So I've come to really like and appreciate and respect all music. All right, so Stephen Thomas Erlewine says, quote, "For years, Led Zeppelin fans complained that there was one missing item in the group's catalog, a good live album. It's not that they weren't live albums to be had. The Song Remains the Same, of course, was a soundtrack of a live performance, but it was a choppy, uneven performance, lacking the majesty of the group at its peak." Do you agree with that? Because I'm still saying to myself, comparing this Dazed and Confused to The Song Remains the Same, they're about equal in my mind. Let me know what you think about what he just said there. BBC Sessions was an excellent, comprehensive, double disc set of their live radio sessions necessary for any Zeppelin collection, particularly because it contained 3 songs, all covers, never recorded anywhere else. But some carped that the music. I've never seen that word before, carped, C-A-R-P-E-D. But some carped that the music suffered from not being taped in front of a large audience, which is how they built their legacy, or, in the parlance of this triple disc collection of previously unreleased live recordings compiled by Jimmy Page, how the West was won. The West, in this case, is the west coast of California, since this contains selections from 272 concerts in LA, a show at the LA Forum on June the 25th, and one 2 days later at Long Beach Arena. This is the first archival release of live recordings of Zeppelin at their peak, and while the wait has been nigh on interminable, the end result is certainly worth the wait. Both of these shows have been heavily bootlegged for years, and while those same bootleggers may be frustrated by the sequencing that swaps the 2 shows interchangeably, they always prefer full shows wherever possible. By picking the best of the 2 nights, Page has assembled a killer live album that captures the full, majestic sweep of Zeppelin at their glorious peak. And again, question, do you believe that this being 72 was Zeppelin at their absolute peak? And his version of their peak probably means their performance, their live performance, rather than, their studio, their creativeness in the studio and all of that stuff. So I'm thinking that he's talking about maybe just their live performance. And make no mistake, he tries to shove everything into these 3 discs. Tight, furious blasts of energy, gonzo, freaks out, blues and rock, a sparkling acoustic set. Like always, the very long numbers, the 25-minute Dazed and Confused, the 23-minute Whole Lotta Love, the 19-minute Moby Dick, are alternatively fascinating and indulgent. Yet even when they meander, there is a real sense of grandeur, achieving a cinematic scale attempted by few of their peers. Certainly no other hard rock or metal band could be this grand. Only Queen or David Bowie truly attempted this. But the real power of the band comes through on the shorter songs, where their sound is distilled to its essence. Right. In the studio, Zeppelin was all about supple colors, textures, and shifts in the arrangement. On stage, they were similarly epic, but they were looser, wilder, and hit harder. Witness how Black Dog goes straight for the gut here, while the studio version escalates into a veritable guitar army. It's the same song, but the song has not remained the same. Yeah, okay, I know what he's talking about. I get it. That's the case throughout How the West Was Won, where songs that have grown overly familiar through years of play seem fresh and new because of these vigorous, muscular performances. But yeah, that's why I want to listen to every single rendition of certain songs, every live concert, because everyone is slightly different. Yeah, this guy gets it. For those who never got to see Zeppelin live, this or its accompanying 2 DVD video set is as close as they'll ever get. For those who did see them live, this is a priceless souvenir. For either group, this is absolutely essential, as it's for anybody who really loves hard rock and roll. It doesn't get much better than this. Wow. See what I'm talking about? Shout out to All Music, man. You guys are the shit. They put things in a way where you can really understand what they're talking about. You know that they're fans. This is coming from a Led Zeppelin fan, not just a general music reviewer. You know what I'm saying? So he's being rational, and he's looking from the outside in, but you can still tell that he's a fan. Very, very good review there. Stephen Thomas Erlewine, All Music. You guys are the shit, man. Give All Music props. All right, so that concludes this being part 4 of How the West Was Won. And man, let me tell you, this is longer than I expected, to be honest with you. So I was saying that it's going to be 4 parts. No, man, this looks more like 6 parts here, because the next part will be part 5, and it'll be tracks 11 to 13. What Is and What Should Never Be, Dancing Days, and Moby Dick. And then, part 6 will be just by itself, Whole Lotta Love. And then part 7 will be Rock and Roll, The Ocean, and Bring It On Home. So man, this is long. Altogether 150 minutes and 27 seconds. So and once again too, shout out to Jeffrey Davis, man. Thank you, brother, for breaking this down for me, putting all the links together and everything, taking the time to do that. Not just for this, but also for the BBC sessions previously. So Jeffrey, you're the shit, brother. Thank you, man. I'm just scrolling down there, checking my notes before I bounce. Yeah, where it comes to my next installment being part 5, I'm looking at, man, I got a busy ass week. I'll squeeze it in where I can this week. I'm falling too far behind with my quads and my album reviews for my patrons, so I gotta set some time to catch up to that. And I want to be caught up because I don't want to go into the holiday season being behind with those. So I'm going to catch up between now and then. I'm going to prioritize that. I'll put Led Zeppelin in where I can, because I don't want anything at all messing with my holy grail, and that is the O2. Let me tell you, man, I take my holidays around the mid part of December to early January. It's just you, me, and the O2. That is it. I don't want to be messing with anything else. I don't want nobody else interrupting that process. I've been waiting this long, and I made a promise. The O2 is for the holiday season. I'm getting excited already because last Christmas, it was, or last December rather, it was Allman Brothers Month. Man, I tell you, I was so giddy about that, and I'm getting giddy about this shit now. This season, it's you, me, and the O2, and nothing else comes before that. So I'm gonna get all of these reactions out of the way that I'm owing my patrons. I'm running behind. Apologies for that. I'm gonna get caught up, man. And by the time I take my holidays, it's just going to be us and the O2. Let me tell you, that's what I'm looking forward to. Now, in between, of course, I'll do other Led Zeppelin reactions. Where are we here? So How the West Was Won. Now, what the hell did you guys tell me to react to next? I'm gonna have to go back and check your notes. What is next after this? I don't know. I don't think it's Blueberry Hill. I can't recall. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. So I'll fill in at least I'm guessing maybe 2 more live Led Zeppelin concerts before I get to the O2, mixed in with all of my other reactions, and plus stuff on the other platforms. So I'm a busy guy. So anyways, man, look for my next installment. I would say probably in about in another 2 days. In between, I'll have enough air to breathe, come up for air, and hit up another reaction, man. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's going to be part 5. So have a good one. Take care until then, and I'll catch you in part 5. Peace.